Tony, I was there in 1988, 89, and 90. 88 got away from you. It almost seemed like it was there, and then all of a sudden, it was gone.
Yeah, that's probably one of the more disappointing ones because, you know, that club was put together over the season 87. Sandy Alderson had a great offseason. Added 8 players, and it fit us perfectly. We went out, won 104 games. Swept Boston in the championship series, and Boston was really good. And we were relentless, and I think just that very first game, Jose had a grand slam, and I think we lost an edge. It's almost, hey, this is destiny. And the reason I say that is not to disrespect the Dodgers, but they were beat up. I mean, we didn't really play the Dodgers. I mean, they couldn't use Oral the first game. Kirk took one at bat. You know, Sosha was in and out because he was hurt, so they were really damaged. And it proved to me that when you have a club that's playing with a lot of effort like the Dodgers were, and they were executing the game of baseball, you could beat another team who looked like had an edge on you. And we've used that to our benefit over the years. Just because you're hurt, you can still win games if you play the game right.
3 World Series in a row in 1989. I still remember that day like it was yesterday, being behind home plate and virtually feeling like I was on a surfboard as the quake began to hit.
Flash forward to the bottom of the 4th inning. Dave Parker barely by inches just misses a home run. Candy Maldonado with the hesitation, allowing Jose Canseco to score, and he fails to get Dave Parker at second base, so the Oakland A's take.
I'll tell you what, we're having an earth.
With the delay, with all the families, I still remember Terry Steinbach on the field bringing his wife down. It's so vivid, like it just happened. The celebration in that clubhouse was a different celebration that I don't think anybody could ever really compare it to anything else.
We got a packed house here. There was some. There could have been catastrophe here. All of a sudden it hit. I didn't know where I was in 5 seconds. I still feel like throwing up right now.
You got to start at the beginning. I mean, this is a club that had been disappointed in 88. Now in 89, that team was on a mission. It was a great team. That team had everything. We were really peaking at the right time. Played 2 games really well at our place. Game 3 had the earthquake. So then you had the interruption. But the immediate effect was it was concern about safety. You know, there's loss of life, sure, property loss. And it really smacks you, man, that what you're doing for a living, you're really blessed. I mean, you're playing baseball. It's a game you love. There's reality all around, and a lot of times it stinks. So it really drove the point home to us. And we had the delay, and in fact, there are people trying to drop the guilt trip on baseball. Well, they should postpone the World Series.
When you look back now, Jose Canseco, Mark McGwire, I remember him standing up, taking pictures, holding up the trophy. But when you think about that pitching staff that you had, that was quite a group.
Well, I think it was, in fact, somebody showed me a magazine at some point years later, picked as one of the 10 greatest teams of all time.
Really?
Well, you think about our rotation. You got Stu, you got Welsh, you had Mike Moore, you had Storm Davis, and you had Kurt Young. Right. Then you had the Hall of Fame reliever Dennis Eckersley. Could be a Hall of Fame setup man and Rick Honeycutt. You had an outfield of Ricky and Dave and Jose. You had Mark. You had Gags, Tony Phillips, Walt Weiss, Carney, and Steiny and Hasse. I mean, the club was so deep it was ridiculous. And our DH was Dave Parker. I mean, it was ridiculous. That was truly a push-button club.
Share with us the story that happened at the Oakland Coliseum that got you behind an animal shelter that wasn't going to put down an animal because it had nowhere to go. So
in 1990, this is going to be the 3rd year we were going to be in the World Series. We had a big crowd playing the Yankees. People accused me of making this story up, but roll the tape because we got the tape.
There it is.
There's a feral cat that, you know, they had a colony that fed on scraps at the Coliseum. And in the middle of the game, it shoots out from a hole in the bullpen in right field. It runs out to center field. We stop the game for 5 minutes, you know, and everybody's cheering and screaming, you know, and now it goes back to the bullpen. Now the Yankee relievers are all standing up, and the cat was spooked, couldn't find that hole, so it starts running by their dugout around the plate to our dugout. By that time, it's exhausted, and I walk out, and there's a picture. I stand out, and the cat kind of looks like that, you know, and I kind of give a little faint, and it darts in front of me into our dugout, where there's a bathroom. So I shut the door, finish the game. When the game is over, Oakland Animal Control comes to get the cat. I go upstairs, and Elaine calls me on the phone. Didn't say anything about the game. He says, what'd you do with the cat? I said, well, Oakland Animal Control. He says, that's a mistake. I said, you know, they're running, they're having trouble, you know, feeding their kids and running their schools. So sure enough, the next morning, called over there, and I said, the cat. He said, hey, you know, they're not bad people. They're just overwhelmed, man. If you only got space for this much and you get this, they got to kill them. Sure. That's the reality. I said, don't kill the cat. When the game is over, I'm gonna come by. And the rest of that morning and afternoon, while we were playing the Yankees, my wife and a friend went around the county looking for what we could do with the cat, and realized that all this work we've been doing every place else in our own county, we were stressed for a nonprofit, and that was June of 90 and February 91. After finally deciding, we started the Animal Rescue Foundation. You know, we're just 20 years into it now, and we're proud to say, you know, Charity Navigator, which rates nonprofit. We're a 4-star charity because 91 cents out of every dollar goes to programs. That's the highest rating you can get. So we have a lot of credibility. And
I truly believe there's only one man that could have brought back Mark McGwire.
Well, the reason I accept that, if you understand that I was in a very special place from actually September of '86 till his retirement in 2001. For the great majority of his career, I was a teammate of his. And I learned better than anybody else what this guy learned about hitting and the passion that he has to teach it. That's why he's here. I got a lot of friends that you don't ask to coach. But I was able to witness it firsthand. He's got a really good message. And as you just mentioned, you can't be around Mark and not see the goodness in him. Oh. He's been one of the best teammates. Guys really like him. If you're around him, you'll say, hey, you know, he's really a good person. He's a great talent. And our players are seeing that, you know, when you coach, you got to have expertise, you got to be willing to work, but you got to show them you're there for them. It's not about you. And Mark has done a great job of letting those guys know, hey, I've had my career, man, this is about yours.